audio.
Okay, ready? And
action. All right.
here's your clap.
Where's my? Oh, I have a little clapper app.
Oh, do you? Clapper app. Right.
But right now I'm using it for recording. So.
All right. Okay. You can't show the camera on this stuff, right? So,
right. Well, see, you showed it again.
No. Okay.
So again, welcome to another episode of DLFTv. I'm really excited because I got my buddy Paul here. Paul and I have been friends for way too long, as I've probably said with Karen as well. But I've known Karen longer. But anyway.
Oh yeah, French Road.
French Road.
I thought that's where you met her.
Brookside.
Oh my God, you knew her since kindergarten.
Yep.
Wow.
Anyway, let me hear.
Nice.
Right here. Okay, good. Don't
be
looking.
See the questions. I want to see the questions.
Don't be looking.
Okay.
So we're here again
Hello.
for DLFTv, as I already said. My iPad is going a little wacky.
Thank you for bringing donuts.
Oh, not a problem. And like everybody that I'm interviewing after this is going to expect this, and everybody before that's going to be jealous. But sorry.
Oh, I'm the first person with donuts.
You're the first person with donuts,
I
coffee,
am blessed.
and milk.
Oh my gosh.
Karen and I had wine though, but it's too early, and we're at church, so
That's right.
probably wouldn't be. Well, you know, we have a little like Catholics have the wine for communion.
Yeah,
so.
grape juice.
Grape juice. Oh, yeah. Anyway, well, that's what they tell you. But anyway, so again, everybody knows how DLFTv goes. I read the 10 questions from John Lipton's Enter the Actor Studio, and Paul was trying to quiz me earlier, like, you know, what are we doing? What are we doing? Can we? I'm like, I'm not telling, because it's. I mean, they're very simple questions. I'm obviously gonna omit a couple of questions. You guys know why? Because, like I said, we are at church, so I won't be asking him what's his favorite curse word. Maybe I'll ask him a little later,
okay.
if we're somewhere else later. But anyway, so basically, I asked these 10 questions. We have a little conversation. Since I've known Paul for a very long time, since I was a teenager. We'll probably talk about a few other things. I actually want to talk about a few other things. So, anyway, I'm going to get started. Hello, Paul. Welcome.
Well, hello, Darren.
Let's do the formal
hello.
welcome.
Yes.
Hello. I'm not sure what all this stuff is.
I don't know either.
Did we like do the?
Yeah,
I don't know what that
work.
is. But I'm actually really excited because I'm interviewing Paul finally. But also, we decided to do it on this cool set. This is where are we at? We're at
Browncroft Church.
Browncroft Church.
This is I forget if it's it's one of the children's rooms.
One of the children's rooms. And our set's really cool. Hopefully I recorded enough on my phone so you can see it in its entirety. But like we're sitting on, nice colorful blocks. It's very colorful. It's like kind of like a romp room. And one of the things I was going to talk about is one of the reasons why I love you so much is because all these years you've maintained the childlike, and I've told you this before, you've maintained your childlike attitude, which I think is really refreshing. So I thought that's why I was like, when you said, well, we can do it over here, I'm like, oh no, can we do it here?
Yeah, that's true. I'm just juvenile, that's all.
Well, juvenile, childlike, whatever you want to call it.
Some are positive.
So I'm glad we're doing this set here. So I'll just get right into it. There you go.
I'm not going to answer that
one.
But
Paul has a photographic memory, so he probably knows what I'm going to say. So first question is, what's your favorite word?
Oh, wow. It's just a word.
Everybody goes, wow.
I know, favorite
I
word.
have so many.
I have very few. I have some to choose from that wall over there.
Oh, there's plenty over there,
There's a lot of good words. But my favorite word... I love it. You cut back and forth.
Insert crickets.
It's different camera angles. Camera 2, take. 3, take. I guess that my favorite word is probably not going to be the one I come up with here, but I'm going to come up with a pretty good word that I like. Probably because my favorite word is yet to be discovered. Mm-hmm. And there's so much more to life, I feel, in the next 40-some years that I plan to live on this earth, that I will probably come across some words that I have not yet encountered. But I can remember a word back from high school that when we did that 30 Days book, we all did that, I guess. I remember doing that, and there was some word called ranunculus. And I still don't know
That's
what it means.
ranunculus.
He knows what it means. I don't know.
I have no idea what it means.
But I like the way it sounds. So I remember that being now my favorite word. So for this time, it comes to mind. So ranunculus. Right?
All right, so I need to look up what ranunculus means, because obviously...
Yeah. You put the definition on the screen or something?
Yeah, I'll put it on the screen.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
I hope it's not dirty.
Yeah, I know, right? If it's dirty, I won't put it on.
Just put like a black bar over it.
And then on the opposite side of that, like, what's your least favorite word?
Oh, gosh. Okay. Stanky.
Stanky.
Yeah, I don't like stanky.
How do you spell that? S-T-A-N-K?
Yeah. I-E?
Stanky. I-E would probably give a little more emphasis.
Right. Capital E.
So, like, what turns you on, like, creatively, emotionally, or spiritually? And I usually ask that question not in 3 separate questions, but in one question, because sometimes people feel all those at once.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes people only feel one of those, or a combination of. So, I like asking that question together.
So, okay, say it again. Say it again.
So, what turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Okay. Being able to see and encounter another human being's creativity that then sparks me into an idea. And the reason that turns me on, it's an aspect of that, and also, I mean, yes, I'm spiritual enough to say that I see the God in that. And when I see that in that person, even if they're not a believer or what, that's cool, because then I can see that creative force working through them, and it turns me on to see that, because then I get energized to go in a direction that may be either similar or slightly different, and I see that as, like, you know, passing one energy to the next person, and then to be able to create something that someone else might see in the hopes that they too can then pass that along. That's kind of what turns me on, is that whole process.
Yeah.
So,
I have a habit of turning these interviews into my interviews, because I like to reflect.
Sure.
But I agree with you as far as what you just said. But to add on to that, it's also kind of a matter of what God lets flow through you, and actually catching that message.
Yeah.
And running with it.
Yeah.
And I think we had a little talk on the way in. I kind of got away from that, in a sense that I was doing what I thought everybody else wanted me to do, as opposed to what I want to do.
Yeah.
And what God wants me to do.
Yeah.
So
we end up finding that what God wants us to do turns out to be fulfilling to us.
Right.
To the deepest level.
Who would have thought?
Want.
It's kind of like being a parent. It's like,
yeah,
I don't want to do that, Dad. Well, but
I
know what's best for you.
You will like it.
Yeah,
you really will like it.
If you would just give it a shot.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's like, and it's funny. Like if you go on that path, it feels right, and it works. It makes you feel better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it does, man.
Like I say, I always turn these into my interviews. I apologize, but
no, but you may be in some ways doing that, but that is also an everyman kind of a thing, and it's a thing that it can need to be said. So someone who's watching can say, "Oh, okay," they can reflect and relate to what you're saying because you've gone to that path. So that's fine that you.
That's why I do it.
Awesome. See, I know him. Wow.
So what sound or noise do you love?
Oh, wow,
I know you make
cool.
a lot of noises, so
no, but not
you
so
probably
much
drive
that.
Nina crazy.
Not so. Yeah, I do
You
drive
know
her
what?
crazy.
I'm gonna dig into one of these donuts. I didn't buy them just for a prop.
Although we've been setting up for a while.
There you go.
You bought a variety.
Boston cream.
Awesome.
Excuse us for a moment.
Yeah.
Chocolate fried.
You probably want
apple fritter. I think that's a cream filled, and then that's a cinnamon brown sugar cinnamon fry cake.
I didn't even know that was a donut.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's cool. But this is cool looking because I ordered.
You're not going to take one of the other ones after I went through all that? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm going to have the chocolate fried because I don't think this is brought to you by not this broadcast, but these donuts.
The donuts
are brought to you by Wegmans.
Oh yeah,
I went to the new East Avenue Wegmans. It was pretty awesome.
And
they basically, this is how cool Wegmans is. Yeah, we're gonna buy the whole block and then we're gonna put a store here. But anyway, This isn't Wegman's interview. How's your donut?
Very good.
Did you grab
donut.
the cream-filled one? That looks cream-filled.
It says a Boston cream.
Okay, good.
Yep.
It's always good that he has the right donut. So, what sound or noise do you love? He likes that sound.
I like the sound of the ocean, but actually more of the lake, because the ocean's too sound. But I like the way the lake sounds, especially because I grew up as a really tiny baby before I was adopted into my family. I was like 18 months old when I was adopted, and I have some recollection, and I don't know, people say memories aren't always that early, but I have some recollection of the sounds of what it sounds like on Canisius Lake in that area, and just the gentle lapping of the water and the sound of the breeze and so forth. So I like that. That always brings me back whenever I go down and visit that same area again and again. I'm always like, this is really peaceful, and it just brings a sense of serenity.
Cool.
So
I thought you were going to say, well, I feel like Moses, and I was put in a basket, but...
Oh, that, no.
And the opposite side of that, like, what sounds do you hate or not like?
Very loud, like alarm sounds. I mean, I guess they're made so that you don't like them, and it gives you the attention of them, but like the klaxon kind of a sound.
So are you a music alarm clock kind of guy, or are you an alarm clock kind of guy?
If I wanted to really wake up, I would use an alarm clock because I hate that sound. It would get me up.
Yeah.
If I was music alarm clock, I would just be like, oh, I'm still dreaming. I don't have any alarm clock in that sense. Except I guess on the iPhone I use that duck sound.
Nice. It's funny, over the years, I used to be an alarm clock kind of guy. But over the years, I've gone to the music. And it kind of wakes you up a little more peacefully.
Okay.
But then again, it doesn't, because the other thing that's disturbing is that you have that sound all of a sudden breaking the silence of sleep.
That's true.
So it's like...
There's
And then if it's a
something.
talk show, you think somebody's in your room. So it's kind of freaky.
You just hire someone to come over to your house and knock on your door at a certain time.
Yeah, I ain't got that kind of money.
Wake up call.
If I'm going to do that, I might as well have a butler. Let's well, let me ask this question, but then you can say what you do now, since
Okay.
a lot of people don't know what you do. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Doctor. And I really mean that.
All right,
And I mean,
hold on.
Okay,
Before you get into that,
all right.
tell everybody what you do. Well,
Okay.
you do a lot of things, actually.
Well, yeah, but they're still focused around the similar theme. They're still focused around media, creativity, and visual arts and stuff like that. Because, yeah, I have my own video company. I work here at the church. I'm the video specialist here. And in the past, just a couple iterations of work, I worked with audiovisual at one of the schools in Rochester. And I also worked for a television studio here in Rochester. That was like 15 years ago, or just a little bit more. So, yeah, I've always been in some kind of visual media. And I always say it's related to, and I think it is, I always say it's related to the fact that I was born blind in my left eye. And I've never really seen the world other than I see it like a camera does. You know, I see it monocular instead of binocular. And it's fascinated me with the visual world. My pain and my sin, which I don't want to get too deep into this, but my pain and my sin also results in the same thing that my gifting is from. And that is, I could tend to be more voyeuristic if I wasn't careful. I could tend to be more towards, putting myself into a position where I'm behind the camera instead of with people, and therefore feeling shunned from society by my own doing. Again, because I think of the visual that way. But also I can take what I see that I feel others might not see in a certain perspective and try to tell that into a story, through a visual story. So, overarching though, I've been in some kind of visual field, whether it's the true storytelling of visual or whether it might be just, supporting audiovisual equipment because I know what, the equipment is needed for a certain task. Okay, that's sort of the background. Got deep too.
That's deep.
I know, I did it.
Well, because it's like,
well,
I've known, like I said, I've known you since 9th grade.
Yeah, I think
pretty
that's
much.
it. Yeah.
And I've always known about your eye, but I never thought of, wow, he's kind of like a camera because he's only seeing.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. That put another perspective on it for me as far as your creativity and how you see things. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and 3 dimensions. I can't really see 3 dimensions. You know, you could put something in front of something else, and you could see that it's in front of it because it's a lot larger. So I know coffee cups aren't that small compared to my hand, so I know this is in front of it. But your brain knows eventually when you're playing ball and stuff, you'll know how to catch a ball and kind of judge where it is. But I kind of have to do, and maybe everybody does, but I kind of have to be like, okay, I think it's coming in, and okay, I see it, now I got it. I feel like I was shunned from sports a little bit too much because the schools that we went to, they really didn't want to have me get hurt in the other eye. And they said, oh, we don't want a lawsuit if you get hurt in the good eye. So they put me in gymnastics and dancing and things like that. That's why I went into all those other types of activities.
Sorry. You got to send me some
dancing pictures.
Oh,
I'll send you some that aren't going to be like,
you have to show me. Oh my goodness!
Don't find some on Facebook because I know Marie posted some.
Yeah,
on Facebook.
she probably. Well, maybe I should go to Facebook.
Crap,
it's so funny because
but then she'll be in the photo. She won't like that. So good. You won't use
that. you gotta.
We're doing pas de deux.
What do you got? What did they say? You gotta break some eggs to make a biscuit. I don't know. I don't know what they say. But
it's hilarious. We're in tune with each other.
Well, it's like it's like I don't know.
Okay.
But like when we were younger.
Yeah.
Gosh, I think I was probably at your house more than my house for quite a bit of time.
Okay.
And
playing Atari.
I used to get dragged along to his
Did you come
dance
to the classes.
The classes. I remember that.
Oh no!
And I say dragged along in jest because
there.
I actually enjoyed being there. It was really fun.
Okay. There were a lot of girls there.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was just nice. Your parents did a really good job of making me feel like part of the family, which is really nice. Oh, by the way, and this, I don't know why I'm going into this, but I'm just remembering now. But your dad called me for my birthday yesterday.
Awesome. Oh, he told me to call.
Yeah, and I tried calling him back. I'll cut this out.
Yeah.
I tried calling him back, but he doesn't have an answering machine because he didn't pick up. But anyway.
He must have been his cell phone. Oh, it must have been his car phone.
I don't know what it was, but
because
he
calls from his car phone. You can't leave a thing.
Oh,
on the machine.
okay. Well,
it won't even ring.
I'm not even sure if I'm going to cut that out or not. But anyway, that just came to my head. But yeah, so like your family made a really good job of making me feel like part of the family, and I was there a lot. Yeah, I know I was there a lot.
And they love your kids.
But those but those dance practices and recitals, I remember a good deal of that.
It's great that you came to those.
Yeah.
Wow. So, I always pride myself on having a good memory, but then there's some things I kind of don't remember. Not because I want to forget them, but because I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I'm having that problem lately. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older, but like I'm like, why don't I remember?
There's more memories
this, that, or the other thing.
There's more memories to retain, maybe? I don't know.
Well, do you think some people, though, kind of make stuff up? Because that was a long time ago.
I think you fill in the gaps, and not necessarily, people aren't necessarily intentionally trying to be like, oh, I remember it this way. It actually happened where I was the best. Yeah, I mean, you could, but if a person's just like, I'm just trying to remember how it went, how did that go? And then I think you came here, I went there, and then you're just like, I don't think that was right, but so what? It's close enough. So I have cameras now.
Right.
Tape everything.
All right, so back on topic.
Yes.
So you said you would want to be a doctor.
Yes.
Why is that?
Medical field, because even more so in related to the whole idea of the eye and related to other things I got going on, like everybody does. I've been fascinated. I've never been squeamish about. I don't want to make anyone else squeamish, but I've never been squeamish about like cutting into something. Yeah, right. Cutting into a finger just to see how. You
keep talking.
Works.
At this point, I will cut to your camera only, so they won't see me leaving. But now I'll have to do something with the audio.
Did it go bad? Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
All right. So I've never been really squeamish, like if you cut into a finger or something like that. It's always been okay with me. I'm fascinated by it. Not like overly engrossed, but I'm just like, that's cool how that works.
Maybe I should go to the hospital.
In the same way, mechanically, someone might look at the inside of a car and be like, oh, okay, this is how it's connected to this, or the carburetor goes to that, etc. I've always been fascinated how like muscles work and how even the processes work in the brain. And the eye especially. So yeah, especially because of the eye, I've always been fascinated with the structures of the eye and how they work and how they capture, how we fit into the world that's designed. So the design of the body and how it works within the world always fascinates me. And I mean, we are one with the universe, we're one with the world, we're one with the earth.
Right.
And I mean, I know God designed us to all be part of that. There's philosophical arguments that can go way off left field, which I'm always happy to do at some point. maybe a little bit today later. Yes, but in the sense of how the human body works and how we're connected, it fascinates me to the point where I didn't know back in school a path that I could take that, and you can be like, oh, you just could have gone to medical school. Well, I didn't think about it that way when I was growing up.
You mean your parents weren't like every other parent that was like, you're going to be a doctor?
No, I didn't have that. I mean, they were very supportive in whatever I wanted to do, and, you know, in many ways, my mom especially was wanting me to try a whole bunch of different things.
Well, that's
so
cool.
if I had shown her that I had some interest in, she would have had me get involved, but I didn't know how to express that interest. I wouldn't be like, hey, Mom, I'm fascinated. Look when I cut my finger, how it bleeds, or whatever, you know. She would have been like, oh, let's go to a different kind of doctor. So I guess now that I'm fascinated, I'm more interested in looking at the, you know, medical journals, information about it. I'm always interested now in my parents who are getting up in their ages. They go to the doctor's office, and I'm more interested in the way certain medicines help
Certain things
help tweak certain things. Yeah. So
Yeah, see, when I was a kid,
I don't think
when
I
I was
could
a
have been
kid.
a great doctor, by the way. I just
Well-
I'm fascinated by the field. I would have had to work just as hard.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
not great doctors out there, but
Well, okay.
and I think you would have been smart enough to have been one of the good doctors.
You learn, you read up, you study, and you
Yeah.
make sure you're doing well to your patients.
Because you would be like you just said, you're fascinated with how, like, if you take this, it'll help you with this, and you know,
Yeah.
you're still fascinated with it. Some doctors are in it just for the money,
Yeah.
you know, the title of doctor. But I think you would be a pretty decent doctor. My choice was when I went to college was you're going to be a doctor. I was probably in. You guys have heard this
Really?
story before, yeah.
Oh.
And I would say probably I was pre-med for a day or two.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Ever. That's awesome.
When I found out
Okay.
that there was more to being a doctor,
Yeah.
then I started exploring, and that's why I went into film and film studies.
Okay.
And then from there, I learned about photography and sculpting and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I actually hid the fact that I wasn't pre-med
Yeah.
from my parents until my junior year of college.
Wow.
And what I did was I brought all my
How the heck did
I brought
not
all
know
my
that?
drawings and stuff
Okay. Yeah.
to school or to home,
Right.
and kind of sat. Well, my dad didn't really care because he was like, you know, do whatever. But my mom was like, you know, May.
Yes.
But so I sat her down and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be a doctor. I wanna be an artist.
Yeah.
And at first she was like, no way, and
Well-
not in like a angry no way,
Yeah,
Florida
she's-
Evans, James Evans kind of way, but like, yeah, no, that's not happening. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to be, you know, this successful professional. And then I laid out my drawings
Portfolio,
and my
and she said,
portfolio, and
"Oh,
she was like,
pretty good.
wow, you do have
That's
some
cool.
talent.
That's
Go for it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I became
Wow.
where I am. I mean, the music thing was always still there, but
Right.
as far as delving into films and now video, because you know we're at that age where does anybody know what film is
I
anymore?
know. It's like ubiquitous for video everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my little history again.
No, that's
not
cool.
my interview.
No, but I didn't know that at all. I don't remember ever. Maybe you never wanted to reveal it to anybody.
I don't
Apparently
tell
never
too
told
many.
you.
I've told everybody
Now
that
everybody
I've had.
knows.
Yeah, I know, because
Yeah.
of this question. It,
Yeah.
it makes me think. It's like, and a lot of people have said doctor, and I'm like, yeah, that's never was a
Okay.
desire of
Desire at
mine.
all. Okay.
Teacher, perhaps,
Okay.
but not doctor.
Okay.
No. And then, like, what profession wouldn't you want to? Like, for me, it would be doctor if you
Okay.
weren't
Right,
listening.
Something, I guess, not necessarily that I would know the actual profession, but even though I was very, very good in math, I really was excellent in math. It was my best subject throughout all of school, and even into doing, you know, AP physics and stuff like that, although I kind of leveled off there. I wouldn't want to be in a regular job like an actuary or an accountant or something that involved math daily, like going to work to use math.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds.
like yeah.
Sorry about all those.
No,
math
but there's a lot of
out
people
there.
that love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're energized by it, and they want to get into it, and they can see numbers in a certain way and such. I'm just not wanting to use that skill in
Awesome.
that way. Yeah.
I say awesome because neither do I.
Yeah.
So I'm actually at the last question, which I
Oh.
love, and actually I have one more question, if I
Okay.
can remember it correctly, from Karen sent me in a question that she'd like me to ask people. But my last question is usually, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Come on in.
Come on in.
It's just-
I like it.
The weather's good.
I'm actually going to do a
Yeah.
poll because I think a lot of people say that.
Okay.
Come on in. They say welcome. They say good job. I think I had one person
I
go.
want to please them, but I want to be like, I want to.
Yeah.
I want to know I'm accepted there, and then we do enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy the
Yeah.
place.
It's funny because one person said I can't remember.
Yeah.
He said something like "whew" by the skin of your teeth or something.
Oh.
I can't remember.
Just made it.
Yeah, something. Showing God's sense of humor, but
Yeah.
still allowing him to come in. I think the question that Karen wanted me to ask was, if you can describe yourself with, what'd she say? I think she said 5 words or less, or 5 words. How
Or
would you
more.
describe
Oh.
yourself? Well, we could be all day if you said more.
I'm sitting there looking at a wall that's got 5 words on it,
There you go.
but those aren't the words. I mean, not
Well,
that
I
they're
would
not,
say,
but-
and I'll
there's a couple.
I'll try to take a
Alright.
picture of that wall.
Oh, okay.
I would say joy would be 1, faith would be 1. Actually, all those on there.
Yeah. Actually, that's cool because now seeing that, I'm realizing it doesn't have to be 5 words that mean a sentence.
Right.
It's just any 5.
We're not
words.
making a sentence.
I
It's just any. Yeah.
Now, thank you, Wall, for helping me with that.
There you go.
Um,
So I'll take a picture of that wall.
Right. Joy is definitely one that I would use. Yeah. Humor.
Humor.
Oh, I mean, the sense of humor comes from my mom, I'm sure, but that's I just live with humor all the time. I try to find the funny in everything.
Childlike.
Childlike. Look, he's leading the witness.
Childlike.
How about childlike?
Jovial.
You could use that. I like jovial.
The answer is
Faith-driven.
faith-driven.
Yeah. Like a compound word. And I guess one more, right? Because I'm not really. I don't know. I'm not good at math anymore.
Yeah, you said that in the last
Bringing it
question.
back around. Well, loving.
Loving.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely dig it. It's pretty cool. One of the things that I want to talk about, which I always bring up as many times as I can because we have yet to do it in our adult life, but back in high school, Paul and I put together this we were totally into Star Wars.
You're
and
gonna
I-
bring it up? That's awesome. Okay, go for it. Bring it up, man. You can put a clip at the end.
And I might.
Okay,
I might,
good.
if
All
I
right.
can find it. I know you sent
have
it to me a
somewhere.
while
I can, yeah.
ago. But we did this thing called Star Wars and Mythology for English class.
Yeah.
And we both love Star Wars so much. I remember 2 instances, maybe only one, because I don't think I knew you when Star Wars came out.
No, that's true.
I never went to Empire Strikes Back, but I
Right.
know we went to Return of the Jedi together
With
Michelle,
what was her last name then?
her Feinberg,
Feinberg and Julie Ungerer.
and Julie Unger.
Or-
Yeah, I remember that, and I
Yeah.
remember, and if Michelle and Julie, if you're watching these, hi.
She won't friend me on Facebook. I don't know why. I don't know why, Julie. I hope it's nothing I ever said. Please friend me on Facebook.
We'll try it. Try again.
But
Try again.
Anyway, it was fun back then. Maybe I'm creeped out by me nowadays.
but,
I don't know what's wrong. Sorry.
And I'm about to reveal
Yeah.
something from your, was that junior year?
We skipped out on our senior day. What?
I can't
It had to have
remember.
been- It was 83.
Okay, so
So
83.
it had to have been whatever
That
spring
was
of
junior.
83.
Junior or
Sophomore
something.
year.
Sophomore.
Yeah, spring of sophomore year.
But I just remember, and this isn't going to be a spoiler alert because the movie's over
Of
20
the
years
movie?
old.
Oh, that's awesome.
But
yes.
I remember when.
Oh,
I remember both of them crying like crazy when something was going on. Was it when Luke was getting?
she dug her fingers in.
Yeah, yeah.
I
When
don't
Luke
remember
was,
that.
was it when Luke was getting electrocuted by the Emperor,
It might have been.
or?
That sounds true. That rings more
Yeah,
true.
I think that was it.
And
I
she's
just,
like,
I don't know why that sticks in my head, but anyway. So
She associated pain with it.
yeah, there you go. Ow, ow. So anyway, we did this thing. We love Star Wars so much. We did this thing called Star Wars and Mythology, and what we did was we took the characters and kind of did a cross-reference to some things that happened in mythology.
Well, because you had a mythology class,
right,
and I had a film class,
right,
and we had to do like, let's just do a project where we can use it together.
And we asked the teacher if we could do that.
And they let us.
Yeah. So it was a really cool thing, and I've always, now that we have all this technology, I've always wanted to like get back into it and like really do it up. So I think over the last 5 years or so, I've been sending little snippets and hints. Like I did like a title thing, a Star Wars title thing.
Do you remember who acted in it?
David Quartz.
Dave Quartz,
who actually texted me this morning. Hi, Dave.
Hello. Toyota man.
Amy.
Amy was in it. She was Leia.
John Warner.
John Warner was one of the guards dudes. Yeah. Tridarian shuttle guy.
Yep.
Justin
Knopf.
Yep. He was, I don't know what the name would have been.
He was Obi-Wan.
Oh, he was Obi-Wan, but he was also in the X-Wing with the helmet.
Oh, right.
So he had two parts.
He was Biggs.
He was Biggs. I forgot which one he was supposed to be.
And
we used a motorcycle that Jim Weinstein had when he pulled up to help light the set outdoors.
Yep. And
we
then
had what the heck else?
a bunch of boxes.
Laura Hayton helped voice something at later when we.
Oh, that's right, because
ADR.
It was Luke.
Wait, did she do Luke, or was that Dr. Wu or some other person, some other professor?
I can't remember. It was the AV lady. You just said her.
Was it Dykes? Amy-Lou Dykes?
I think it was, yeah. Because I mean, it's obvious. Okay. It's obvious as a woman's voice, not a girl's voice.
Yeah, right.
But it's there was a scene where Amy throws the lightsaber to Dave, and we were using 8mm at the time, so we had to dub over the voices, and we couldn't find it. Amy went to a different school.
She did, but we also had recorded it on set at the same time for all the inside stuff. But then when we were outside, the motorcycle
was too loud.
Too loud for the voices. Yeah. So we had to totally redub that.
But it was so fun. Oh man, good times.
Yep.
So anyway,
and then the animation at the end with the Rancor monster.
Yes.
Looks really crappy.
And then we didn't have a Luke in a Return of the Jedi outfit, so we actually painted the one that we had. I think we had like the Luke Sandstorm one or whatever, and we painted that one black.
I shot that it was so cool that the animation looks good, but I had it out of focus the wrong way. So the whole thing is like he's coming down and he's getting him, and then he throws a toothpick in his eye or something like that. Yeah. But it's a little out of focus. Now we got to find it. Yeah. And just tack it on the end of this episode.
So we'll tack it on the end of that, and we'll be rocking. So I'm done with my questions.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to tell the folks out there? I'll probably throw your website up there.
Okay. Well, you mean the Game Break one?
Game Break.
That's awesome. We're having a good time doing that.
The video one.
Yeah, just the Game Break.
Whatever, I'll do it all. I
have a good time with it. I have a friend, Andy Whelan, and he's a creative fella too, but he owns 980 games.
Yeah,
board
it's
games.
amazing.
So
like they do.
He stacks a set of. We do like a podcast every couple months. It's not that often. We only got 20 episodes.
And you're meeting in his game room.
In his game room,
it's just. I mean, just the set is just games all around.
And we review a couple board games per episode. And Darren wrote the music for the opening for it.
Yes, I did.
So it's good.
but yeah, it's that's pretty cool because I didn't know there were that many games out there. Yeah. And it's still neat that people still play board games. And
it's cool. Andy educates you on those games. I mean, he really does. Andy's the mentor in the whole thing. He's a teacher himself, actually. But he can really teach a person how to play a game where you're like, oh, this is fun, instead of like thinking you're reading a manual. Like, I don't know how to play this.
Oh, that has a manual this big. I don't want to do it.
Right. But except for just plugging that, which is awesome. What else did you want me to just talk about? At the end of this, talk about myself, what I've been doing. What did you even ask me? I apologize. I got all excited about talking about Game Break.
I'm old, dude. I don't.
The memory's gone.
Things come and go. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Thank you for allowing me to interview, and thank you for letting us to set up here. This is pretty awesome. Had a good time. This is a good guy right here. So Paul Tracy, thank you very much, and. Check out the websites. I'll have them all down here somewhere. And you can check him out at your leisure. He's also on Facebook. Is this Paul Tracy on Facebook?
Facebook. Yeah,
do you have
Paul Tracy.
Do you have an NProd
There is,
page?
it's all linked off of the same thing. I mean, just,
Okay.
go to Paul Tracy.
Go to Paul Tracy. There's some funny stuff on there. Plus, there's a lot of pictures of him when he was. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. But anyway, thank you everybody for listening again. This is DLF. That's Paul Tracy, and we'll be talking to you soon. Later. I drank my. What are you drinking?
Cool.
I don't know why I went to that camera.
This was fun.
Wasn't it?
I had a good
I
time
love
with
doing
this.
these things. I always get nervous when I
you never know
set
what
up
that
and stuff
person's gonna say.
Yeah, because I don't know if they're gonna be like really mean or rude or nasty.
Come on, they're not gonna be mean. It's
Well,
me.
I didn't mean you in general,
Oh,
but I just.
okay.
No, this is where I hope all my cameras stay on.
Okay, this one's lighting. So like someday, this was awesome, Aaron. And someday I'd love to do like a thing where we kind of get into like philosophies of life. And
Oh man, that would be cool. Because
there's so many ways you can go with that. Are you filming me?
I think I am.
Oh, okay.
So we're outside now, and
Yeah.
we're taking stuff to the car and stuff. So I left out the one question because
Oh, right. Yeah.
we were in the church and stuff, and I didn't
right.
want you to
And there's
blaspheme
a
or
pastor's
anything.
office is right over there. So
Oh, okay. So maybe we
perfect.
should walk towards the.
Let's walk this way off the
we'll
grass.
walk that way off the grass.
Yeah.
Dude, tell me what's your favorite curse word?
Well, it's kind of my favorite one because I don't use it all the time, but I remember somebody about 6'4" used to ride a Honda Aero 8 back in high school. He used to say this to me a lot, and I don't know if he was saying this to me, about me, or just about others.
I think he's talking about me.
Yeah, well, he's bigger now. He doesn't ride that scooter anymore. But it was shit, bitch.
Now you said I used to use that a lot.
You did.
Now,
Quite a lot.
Can you give me a phrase or how I used to use it? Or
It was more of an exasperation. Something would be happening, you'd be like, "Oh shit, bitch," or something like that.
now that's pretty awesome.
Do you remember that or no?
I have a vague remembrance, but I don't remember the actual phrase.
That was awesome because you
That's
put those
pretty
two
cool.
together, and I was like, "That's cool."
That is pretty cool. I dig that.
Well, I'm glad you now know.
Was there anything else that I wanted to ask that I couldn't ask because I was in church?
I don't know. I'm
don't
still a
think so.
godly man when I'm walking away from church.
Well, so am I, but we
Wait a minute.
weren't gonna blaspheme
That's
and curse in
right.
church.
You don't want to cause someone else to stumble.
I mean, we were the smart one. Can you hold that too?
Oh, sure.
I'm like, yeah. People got a nice little shot of my headlight there.
Oh.
It's like I'm multitasking. I'm the cameraman. I'm also the
He's everything for
key
the show.
grip. I'm
Support DLFTv. You're gonna do a Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah, there you go. I should.
DLFTV. Yeah.
I should do it.
Do you know what the L stands for? I'm not gonna say, because I don't know if he wants you to know.
Whoops.
Yeah. Now we need more money for that.
I know, right? Oh, goodness gracious.
Just went under there. Excuse me.
I could've-
You got that?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like, oh my goodness. Why is the
Cannon.
bag open? It's like, oh, because I
'Cause you
have
got
the camera in my hand.
Do you want this all in the front?
Yeah, you can throw it on the front, and then I'll make Stan unload the car. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. He ain't gonna unload the
This
car.
episode in 3 months, and he's like, maybe unload that car.
All right, so I think that's the only question that I couldn't
Okay.
ask in church.
Oh, is it? Okay. This was fantastic.
So hold on a minute. Let me see if
Okay.
I can. As we watch it slide off the car.
Like,
Hey, there's Paul. Look at her. You can stand up. I'm taller
I
than
am
you
standing
are.
up. What are you talking about?
I'm taller than you are. There we go.
Okay, what do we
What's
say?
this mean?
I don't know. Hey,
everybody.
And here, cut to Star Wars in
mythology.